Hello. I am trying to get comfortable somewhere, but it's that time of the afternoon where the sun is doing its own thing and then everything is blinding. So, the Witch's Corner is a place where I dabble every now and then, and I'm really hesitant with it. And I shouldn't be hesitant with it anymore. It's just another part of me. And it's, it's funny. I think this is kind of left over from my multiple personality disorder. No, it's not. I think what it is I'm still me. I'm still Angela. I'm still, yeah, I very much still, I'd like, there's no switching. I don't have multiple conscious minds anymore, just the one. But I can feel them. Like, it's not that personally, I think you can feel yours too, even if you're a non multiple. But what I think is that you just know what it is. Like when I feel my witchy side come out, I know that's imagination. I know that's Kalam. I know it. So, and there's a part of me going, oh, you got to suppress that. You got to push that down because society doesn't like this part of you. But that's how all this started. That's why all this went to shit, is because way back when I shoved it down. And I'm integrated now. I don't have multiple personality anymore. What I do have is a level of conscious awareness that if I do not save space for every part of my identity now, if I don't acknowledge all the parts of me, that I've seen that path. I know exactly what happens to our subconscious minds if we don't allow for all of our identity to be whole. And that's really it. The subconscious mind has one agenda: to keep the identity safe, even if that means he has to kill it. I told you, the subconscious mind is really stupid. It doesn't make the best choices for us. We do, because the logic is in our hands. So I am so tuned into the energy that I feel things, that I have visions often, and that I can see futures. And when you combine that with manifestation and my knowledge for the subconscious mind, I will never abuse my power. Never. The universe would not have given this power to me if I did not swear a pact to it. I am the goddess of manifestation because I can read the energy and I can move with it. Because I can see things so logical, so clearly, that when things are not aligned, I am in severe pain. And I know exactly how they have to be aligned. So I take myself and I use myself as the tonic cord. And I slam myself down into the ground as a single tonic and said, this is going to be the song now, people. This is the song. I read an article. I didn't read an article. I saw a headline of an article about new archaeological evidence that women have been in charge for 9,000 years until. And I had a vision. I'd had this one before. This one is now the second time where I can see where everything went wrong. It was around 2000. It was when it was before that. But it's women became very powerful, and men feared their power. They were separate races once. They were separate races. I don't know why I have to say that, but I do. And they were isolated until they had to learn to live with each other. And the women were very powerful, and that scared the men. Women had mastered their emotions, men had not. There were different dating rituals at that time between the clans, and that is how we stopped. That's why we didn't go extinct. But someone put in place a system. They used manifestation to take women down and to make them submissive so that they could take the power. And that is when we lost the matriarchy. And the patriarchy that's in place right now is what's been in charge. It was women who set up the women built the Library of Alexandria. Women, their roles in all of it were silenced. I don't like to see this stuff. I really don't like to see this stuff. It just feels. It all just feels, and I get very vivid images, and I don't like it. I don't like seeing I really don't like to see sometimes. Sometimes it's fun, but most times it's really disturbing. This is actually one of my more calm ones. I've been having these all of my life. They started to get really intense and consistent on the 16th of May, 2022. That's when I had like 5 visions that night, and it proceeded. Now I'm just down to maybe once or twice a week. I don't like having them. I really don't like having them at all. They bother me. But that's why I don't like talking about them. But I feel like I need to record them. So I do. Basically, the reset is the matriarchy coming back. That's the reset. When the energy frequencies rise, there's going to be a time where the matriarchy wants to take over, but gentle mercy, we are not seeking a matriarchy. We are seeking a balance between both of them. We need both. And as a result, there can't be a war, there can't be conflict. But with the alignment of all of our subconscious minds, with all of us finally reaching the point where we understand and empathize and are patient, we'll be able to make the corrections necessary, raise our intelligence, implement the 4-pillar program back. And we're looking at world peace. We are looking at world peace. I believe it. I believe in world peace. I believe that if we all sit around and manifest it and focus on it, that it will happen. But the majority of us have to manifest it. That's why I have the Witch's Corner. Because I'm planning on using manifestation to get to world peace. We're all talking about wanting all the possessions that we have. We're all talking about all the things we want, the love that we want. it's not something that you can do to get objects. It's desiring an alignment. That's manifesting. It's desiring the alignment no matter what. And you can align for yourself in the energy, or you can align for others in the energy, or you can wish for everyone to be aligned. And if all of us were aligned, oh, the powers we could weave. But we have to learn to work together. We have to be nice to each other. Imagine that. So, I have the Witch's Corner where I share my visions. I talk about light work. I talk about Operation World Peace. Because that's what I'm doing here, people. That's the Witch's Corner. It's Operation World Peace. And I'm dead fucking serious. I know how to do it. I've already seen it. I get it. I've already done it. So I know I'm going to do it. Yeah. Operation World Peace. I'm scared to show this side of me. This is my fear. Because of all of me, this side of me was abused the most. So this is really hard for me to be visible in this way. But it's who I am. It's about honoring the self. It's about honoring yourself so much that you desire perfect alignment with the universe. No matter what will happen to you, no matter where it will take you, trust the universe. It will align. It is so tuned into alignment that in psychology, our very cognitive core revolves around alignment. That alignment is tuned in completely to your identity, which is really your intuition. Your identity is your intuition. I have a lot of knowledge crammed in my head, and I have to get it out. Which is why I do so much content, is because I have a lot to get out. The only thing left in my research is sex. I'm in the middle of relationships right now, learning about those. I've learned a lot. I finally figured out mine. I finally figured out partnership and love and romance. So I can start teaching lessons on that now. But sex, I have an idea what sex is. But I don't think I'm ready to dive into that yet. I know I'm not. I'm still celibate, and I'm still really happy to be taking this time to figure shit out for myself. So, I feel like I'm finally ready to step up and be the captain of the ship. That's what it feels like. I use a lot of ship metaphors. It's my dream to have a boat, and I would be Captain Princess. Yeah. I hope to teach you how to manifest in the Witch's Corner. I talk about energy healing, manifestation, and everything supernatural. This is where my supernatural side really ties into it. And it's funny because I've got my psychology side and my philosophy side. And I sound really smart over there. But then you come into the Witch's Corner and I'm sitting here talking about magic, tarot readings, astrology, zodiac signs, human design, and Reiki healing. That's right. I'm a little genie in a bottle over here, and that's exactly what it feels like to me, and it's wonderful. And I have my weed, and I've got my tent. I need to do the Witch's Corner in a tent. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna go all out take on the various roles and just theater this up because I can. Because that's how we learn, is through story. You know, I hate public speaking, but I love to tell stories. I love the ability, I didn't just want to be an actress when I was a child. I wanted to be a storyteller. I wanted to be a bard. I wanted to be somebody who travels around the world and says, let me tell you a story. Let me entertain you with my music. That's what I wanted to do. And I said to myself, how the frick do I pass myself off as a traveling bard in 2022? That'll be something. What do you do for a living? I'm a traveling bard and a philosopher. That's right. I'm a traveling bard and a philosopher and an oracle. Oh, yes, I'm going all out with my title. I'm also an oracle. Yes, I am an oracle and a traveling bard and a philosopher who lives in the 2023. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's how it's done. That's how you live outside of the patriarchy, people. That's how it's done. So, yeah. And I say to people, gather around. I collect people. I love collecting people. And I say to them, I want to tell you a story. Because I love telling stories. I really love telling stories. And I had so many people come to me. And I would have dinner with them. And they would say, tell me some of your stories. And I did. And I had so many stories. Most of them were rated R. Which is a problem now. Because I'm going, well, damn it. Now what? Now what? How do I do this? I don't know. I do have the Devil's Dungeon. Oh, yeah. That is patented, and I don't know if I should tell you. Why not? It's the witch's corner. I'll go ahead and be myself. So Colin is a BDSM mistress. And at one point, I used the Devil's Dungeon to help Colin come out of her own personality. At the time, I realized that having 4 identities required 4 different jobs, because what Colin wanted to do for a living was not the same thing that Imagination wanted to do for a living. Imagination wanted to be a healer. Berrigan wanted to be a bard. Berrigan wanted to perform, and he was my oral. We're not going to talk about that. And then Kalan was my warrior and BDSM mistress. And that's all she wanted to do, was teach people about BDSM in a healthy mental health kind of a way. And yeah, and yes, I give lessons. Yes, I give lessons. I give a lot of, we'll talk. God, I never thought this would be coming into it. But yeah, the Devil's Dungeon, NYC.com. There you go. And then I had, I had Joanna, who loved to do theater, who loved to philosophize. So I had a philosopher inside of me, a BDSM leather mistress. I had Imagination, being a healer. And I'm going, what the fuck am I going to do with the 4 of you? Now, at the time, I had no intention of being integrated. No intention of being integrated. And when Imagination split on September 16th of May, 2022, she brought into my life, turned up the volume of the hippie. And suddenly I was doing chakra stones and energy reading, and everything turned on. So it took me a while to figure out who and what I was. And I started to build the healing garden to accommodate Imagination's dream. And for Colin, I built her the Devil's Dungeon. And then I had a vision for Imagination when I split. And the more it took shape, the more I realized where I was going to go and what I was going to do with it. But then there was this moment where it was April. I had to integrate. I was ready to integrate. So I did. So it's time to be myself now. I don't have to hide anymore. I'm going to take back my voice and I'm going to show you all of me. Because it's going to take all of me to grow this healing garden. That we all are made up of multiple parts. And that no matter who you have to be, so long as it's true to yourself, that's really all that matters. Take it from somebody who knows. Your identity is really all that matters. Which is why the subconscious mind works so hard to take care of it. The subconscious mind is not good at it. The subconscious mind is primitive. The conscious awareness is what is smart. So you can out-navigate it, you can outsmart it, you can maneuver it. You can step into the subconscious mind and say, hey, I'm here now. Everything's going to be okay. I got all your messages. It just took us a really long time to decipher them. But we're okay now. We know the way out now. We know the way out now. Thank you so much for joining me. This is The Witch's Corner, and I am Anna Imagination.